virtual fishing. You saw right there that there is an X2 event. Let's see. You can see I have like only one Linden dollar. Well, let's see how much I can get from that buoy. So again, when you are virtual fishing, you have 40 casts per buoy, and that is an X2 event. Let's see how much Linden dollars I get from this buoy right here. So the place is at Stress Free. That is the name of the place. It's an algorithm. Let's go. Okay, so as you can see, it's all blurry because the textures are still loading. Okay, my rod is still loading as well. So I'm going to spend here maybe a few minutes. I'm not sure how many. Well, supposedly 40 casts with 1 minute for each cast. That's like 40 minutes, but it's not always the case. There is always a delay, a few seconds delay when you are recasting.
Warning! I see a fish in it!
Okay, there you go. Started casting, and while we're fishing, how about we do something else, like going through YouTube and see what's happening in the interwebs. Of course, I'll know when to recast because there is like, the chime when you're done casting. So I'll just have to listen to that and not forget that it's there. Okay, so yeah, okay, so I hope the music is better now because let's see. Yeah, now it's working. Yeah, there was another audio source that was running. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so what do we have here? We have here they're getting what they deserve. It's a 21-minute. I wonder what's that about. And then over here we have the NBA All-Star Weekend. Day 1 gave me upset stomach. Yeah, it's boring. The NBA is boring, okay? Yeah, for those who grew up in the 90s, that was like peak NBA basketball. Again, my avatar is not just standing around. My avatar is actually fishing, virtual fishing. And I started with maybe zero, almost zero. It was 0.9 Linden dollars. So let's just say it's zero. And let's see how much Linden dollars my avatar can get in 40 casts here in the ongoing X2 event. There's an X2 event here in this place called Stress Free. So what I'm doing is I'm switching windows. I have only one screen, so I have to switch windows. Okay, Steam needs to do more to censor hateful criticism from gamers. The fix to not receive hateful criticism from gamers is to make better games. Yeah, that's the only way you can avoid getting hateful criticisms.
So the other day I talked about Reloaded. This game launched. It launched. Can you even call it a launch when it had like a peak player count of 57? That's more of like an instant fail. But yeah, Reloaded launched. Got a max player count of 57. Now it's 36 as of recording.
Modern game developers always do this. They would make a crappy game for the game studio, and the game studio and publisher would spend hundreds of millions of dollars on the crappy game, and then they would release the crappy game, and then if no one plays their crappy games, they would blame the gamers for their crappy games. It's just insane. But that's how modern game developers and studios think. That is what they do. They would make a crappy game and think gamers will play and pay money for their crappy game. And then if the gamers didn't play their crappy games, they would blame the gamers. It's not their fault that they made a crappy game. It's always the gamers.
Do you think Valve is ever going to crack down on this stuff? They allow this nonsense to fester on their platform, providing hate mongers a soapbox to spew vile racist BS. Deeply frustrating. Oh, it's so frustrating. I'm going to this forum and it's upsetting me, and I'm going there anyways and screenshotting it to complain on my Blue Sky account. Could this guy have fit any more buzzwords in that post either? What is that, like 4 sentences? He managed to shovel so many buzzwords in that stuff. It's crazy. And so that's where we can see these apparent responses from Reloaded CEO Ben Myers. But before we take a look at all those posts, let me show you this one that I mentioned from Chris Kindred. It says, "We're here in this moment explicitly because Steam wouldn't do anything they didn't do any..." Wait a second, hold on. The phrasing here is really funny. Or either I read that wrong or the phrasing's really funny. Let me try it again. "We're here in this moment explicitly because Steam wouldn't do anything. They didn't do anything about this at the critical moment." Yeah, the phrasing's funny. Absolute abdication of responsibility. Steam wouldn't do anything. They didn't do anything about this at the critical moment. The critical moment? What is that even supposed to mean, bro? What is the critical moment? These people are such drama queens. And so, as mentioned, Chris Kindred is someone who was formerly a narrative designer at Canadian DEI consultation firm Sweet Baby Inc. And this is someone who previously advocated for censorship over on Steam because he was offended at the stuff gamers were saying there, and also offended that gamers were pointing out games that Sweet Baby Inc. had worked on. And so he didn't like that. He didn't like that transparency. He didn't like that people were saying, hey, SBI worked on this game, just letting you know. And he wanted anyone that would say such things banned. And not just banned, he even advocated for people's entire Steam accounts to get banned too. So to clarify, not just like banned on a Steam discussion forum, but their entire Steam account banned, which, you know, would mean you lose your entire Steam library. All those games you spent money on, this guy wanted you to lose all that because you had the audacity to say, hey, SBI worked on that game, just letting you know. That's how unhinged these people are. So it's a pretty funny little cameo here that we see Chris Kindred over in the Blue Sky echo chamber, still advocating for censorship on Steam. This stuff with SBI happened years ago. I think it was back in 2024, if I recall. And to this day, man is still just that pressed over it all. And that takes us back to Ben Myers, the CEO of the dev studio behind this Reloaded game, where Ben Myers is responding to this TG person that we read a few minutes ago that said, "This is the Steam forum for Reloaded, and it's all grave dancing right-away culture war incels. Do you think Valve's ever going to crack down on this stuff? They allow this nonsense to fester on their platform, providing hate mongers a soapbox to spew vile racist BS. Deeply frustrating." And Ben Myers responds and says all this: "Based on the torrid stuff they mark as not against terms of service when it's reported, I doubt they have much interest ever addressing this, which is particularly awful considering you can't turn off forums as a dev." This guy wants to turn off the Steam forums on his game.
Basically, they can't accept the fact that they made a crappy game.
Other devs use is to lock the whole
Yeah.
forum and leave a single
That's the
platform
the
without
gist of this.
Just go to Reddit. Go to our
They just can't accept the fact that they made a crappy game, and
24
they're blaming the gamers for not
Ben says, "We'll look into
buying or playing their crappy game. Stop making crappy games, and
too much as a dev.
you will stop getting criticisms,
Who make videos about your forums." And then
negative criticisms.
there went through this when we announced just it becomes a
Just look at No Man's Sky.
new account
After
basically
after their failed launch, they were criticized, and now all they're getting are praises
screenshots outside of
because they did a 360. They made the game work,
stuff as some
and now it's one of the best live service games out there, if you can call it a live service game.
screenshots are already out there. And now here we are. It's also funny where he complains that YouTubers, well, cover if devs censor gamers, and he frames it as like a cottage industry of YouTubers who will cover that stuff, and he's framing it in a negative light. But in reality, that just means that we're individuals working on our own, as opposed to industry people like him that have industry support and funding. And that's to say that it actually makes us look better, and he doesn't realize that, which is pretty funny. Something else funny is that Relooted and the people behind Relooted, like Ben Myers, have actually been accused of being racist themselves. People arguing that Relooted, the game, perpetuates racist stereotypes. And these people have said nothing about that stuff, but they're really quick to label gamers as racists. Meanwhile, again, they don't address what people are saying.
Another thing is these people are just projecting.
Steam forum
They're projecting themselves.
being worried that people will make YouTube videos if they censor their Steam forums reminds me of discourse in 2024 around Ubisoft and Star Wars Outlaws, where it was reported that Ubisoft was trying to pressure Steam to hide or limit the visibility of the concurrent player count for their titles. They were so humiliated that people could see the extremely low player count on their Ubisoft games, that they wanted that censored. They didn't want people to be able to see that data, apparently. And so I'm just getting like similar vibes from this as well. You know, we see this time and time again where some modern audience slop games come out and these people very quickly jump to a smear campaign or just outright censorship. The smear campaign was their old strategy. They'd contact their gaming journalist buddies, get some nonsense article written up. "Oh, the gamers are chuds, blah, blah, blah. We don't deserve this." Like, no one cares about what gaming journalists have to say anymore, though. So, like, some of them still try that strategy, and it just fails instantly because, again, no one cares about gaming journalists like that. And some of them don't even try it anymore. Instead, "Oh, how can we get Steam censored so people can't voice their opinions like this?" Yeah, they would love if, like, people were forced to only use Reddit and they could have their, Reddit White Knight mods just remove any post, ban anyone that has a dissenting opinion. Anyways, yesterday was that Highguard dev that was all whiny and crying and trying to play victim. Now we got this Ben Myers guy. That's the industry for you. Well, this part of the industry at least. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. Thank you for tuning in. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.
Okay, so 20 minutes. 20 minutes already? Anyway, I don't know how many casts I've made, but again, per buoy in virtual fishing, the cast limit is 40. 40 casts. You can do 40 casts per buoy. Also, I don't know what the business of this particular location is. Maybe the owner of the sim just likes giving away Linden Dollars, which is good. That is very generous of him. Because if I look around, I don't see any things or any items being sold. All I see when I look around, or when I looked around earlier, were Alienum and virtual fishing. Mostly, usually, you'll find virtual fishing in businesses or locations that runs a business for traffic. For this location, I'm pretty sure it's the traffic is not for business, because I don't see anything. I don't see anything for sale or any services offered. Again, my assumption is the sim owner just likes giving away free Linden Dollars, and he is using virtual fishing, Alienum, and other traffic generating games to give away those Linden Dollars, which is again very generous of him. I wish I could do the same, but unfortunately I can't. I'm one of those who are always on the lookout for free Linden Dollars. Okay, what is this? From Manix. Team just exposed Discord's dirty little secret. Let's go and watch this one.
A few days ago, Discord came out with an update, and that update was Quit Discord, because Discord went from a movie and music pirating oasis, a paradise if you will, into a dictator's wet dream. Isn't it funny how the moment Discord became a public company, all of a sudden my government ID became their priority? Hit the like button and subscribe, baby. We're this close to 90,000. Now I wonder, if you change your location to St. James's Island, I'm sure Discord wouldn't care about any age verification now, will they? Now the reason I say that is because I was like, hold on a second, is there something new going on over at Discord? And I was like, oh wow, would you look at that? There is a new CEO of Discord, and everything instantly became crystal clear. What a surprise. The CEO of Discord has a very weird background connections, a very checkered past, if you will, with people who don't have a very clear image right now. So let me get this straight. Discord gets a new CEO and he happens to be from Israel. And then the company starts requiring biometric data. You know, maybe, I don't know, maybe Discord was promised to him 3,000 years ago. I don't know. Let me know in the comments right now. Type in the comments if you think there's anything weird about that. Or am I going
I have a Discord account, but I don't use Discord that often.
And of course, they're very weird and deviant intelligence. Remember when Discord tried to add NFTs and they backed off the second people cancelled Nitro? That's what needs to start happening here. Cancel your Nitro and start spamming media files to waste their stupid server resources. It's the only way to bully.
I do still go to Discord when I see a notification on something that I'm interested in. Then I would check it out. But usually I don't go to Discord when I don't have to.
to implement its own version of Discord embedded into its launcher, how many of us would switch to that overnight? I mean, all it would take is a Valve employee, making it a pet project when he goes home after work and it could release within a few months. You know, when I think about it, I think Steam, with their group system, and they can turn it into something like Discord servers, it would actually turn Steam groups into something that people would actually use. Because the second I get asked for an ID to use a gaming chat app, is the moment I stop using it, it's the moment I jump ship. Because let me tell you, giving Discord your ID information is like giving a crackhead your house keys. You have to be completely out of your mind, they will never have my ID. Now, the alternative platforms to Discord now have free advertising. Because they can say, you see what Discord is doing over there? Yeah, we're not gonna do that. You can come over here. So TeamSpeak, are you listening? You know, quite frankly, I don't think anyone is going over to TeamSpeak, because when you look at how unsuccessful something like Blue Sky has been, you know, the quote alternative to Twitter. Because for most people, they don't care enough to uproot their entire profile and go somewhere else. I hope I'm wrong though. I hope something like this wakes everybody up, because the internet really went from, you know, never give your personal information out, to now we have to show our government-issued ID to use this service. I don't think so. Look, this is what they're basically saying. We are trying to maintain privacy. So we are going to have to store your ID on our unsecure, unencrypted servers for anybody to breach later on. But hold on a second. Someone please think of the children. See, the thing is, never trust anyone screaming, think of the children. That is the absolute last thing.
Children shouldn't be in Discord. I believe the minimum age is 18. I could be wrong, maybe 17.
Justify places like Microsoft, like Xbox or Discord, justifying all of these online social services being linked back to you so you can be isolated and targeted. Because once they found out you say something wrong, oh, they're gonna be right at your doorstep. So once that happens, you won't be able to voice your...
Again, this is a parenting issue. It's a parenting issue,
and discourse therein.
not a platform issue or an internet issue. This is a parenting issue.
Store your ID. Well, guess what? A few months later, they got hacked and 70,000 IDs got exposed. So if they said that we won't store it like last time, why should we believe them this time? In their words, they called it a successful launch. Are you kidding me? Maybe next time they want 100,000 IDs exposed. Now, when they say that we'll delete your ID immediately after, what they mean is they'd make a copy for themselves and delete the one you sent. How much you want to bet that's what they're doing? How many companies...
It's the same reason why I like virtual fishing better than the other fishing type games like Celestial Butterfly, Fish Hunt, and Magic Fishing, and even Alienum, because virtual fishing don't track your IP or don't track your avatars via your IP. If you want a fishing game that respects your privacy, it's virtual fishing.
Mostly the neglectful parents that allow their children to be unsupervised.
So again, if you are looking for a fishing game to earn Linden Dollars that respects your privacy, that is virtual fishing. Virtual fishing does not, as far as I know, track your avatar or avatars using your IP address.
Taking them off the roads, would that mean that you would have to put everybody on a 5-mile-an-hour speed limit on the roads? And then you would have to start inspecting every single passenger and driver, collecting their IDs in the name of protecting children on the road? No, you wouldn't, because that would be absolutely moronic and stupid. Because parents should be in charge of what their children do online, not the government. Because otherwise everybody has to upload sensitive information talk online, which will get hacked. It's not a question of maybe it will get hacked. No, it's getting hacked. It's a stupid idea. And remember, why do video game consoles and places like Discord require parental controls, but people's phones don't? That's very weird. And remember, it's not just Discord who's doing this. Microsoft and Xbox are doing this. They're all capitulating to the UK Online Safety Act. Anyway, Discord's ID requirement announcement has gone over terribly good. Unsurprisingly, Discord's teen by default setting and ID verification announcement isn't going over well with its user base. Now, this is really dumb because the teen by default thing doesn't make any sense, because then all the actual nonces, N-O-N-C-E, Google what that word means, will just be in the same space as those people. So it's having the reverse effect. They're not even hiding the fact that they're making the job easier for those nonces. Anyway, on Monday, the messaging platform announced that it will require all adult users in March to verify their age through submitting a video selfie to remove age-gated restrictions. Discord will view users who don't verify their ages as teenagers. Isn't that great? Meaning their suite of features will be restricted. For example, unverified users won't be allowed into naughty channels or servers, and they won't be able to unblur those things. The response by users was swift and universal. They're ready to leave Discord behind. Yeah, asking me for a copy of my government ID is a deal breaker. One Reddit user wrote, "There's no universe in which I will prioritize upload ID over delete account," another said. Yeah, the minute I open Discord and it says I need to do an age verification is the minute I never use it again and delete it forever. There is no one, absolutely no one who should give their faces to these people. Remain anonymous and don't let them privatize the internet. And on that bombshell, let me know what you think in the comments. Manix out.
Okay, so here we have another one talking about Discord and how Steam ended their plans. It's 19 minutes. This one is quite long. The other one was like 8 minutes. So let's see. This is from Fritanga Place.
Fortuna!
We have seen some questions about our age assurance update, and we want to share more clarity. We know how important these changes are to our community. Of course, you know how important they are. You know that you have the power to reinforce them, because where else are people going to go? Well, me, I could live my life without Discord. Admittedly, I enjoyed my time on the...
Of course, Discord is not essential.
I guess I just didn't really appreciate what I had back then. But Discord was a lot, what's the word I'm looking for? Friendly for an illiterate person like me. You have the power to build a server.
What are essential things? Food, air, water. Those are essentials. Discord is not essential.
Here's what we want you to do.
You can live your life without Discord.
Complete a face scan or upload an ID to use Discord. The vast majority of people can continue using Discord exactly as they do today without ever being asked.
Unpopular opinion, the internet is not essential. You can live your life without the internet.
Servers and channels, or to modify certain safety settings. So basically, we want to participate as we always have. We're gonna have to put in our face scan. That's what you're telling us. I mean, most Discord servers have a bunch of swear words, explicit content, and quite a few of them are still the Wild West of the internet. So, you know, Discord telling us, no, you're not gonna have to do it, even though we all know the minute we set this to being for adults only, we still have to scan our faces. For the majority of adult users, we will be able to confirm your age group using information we already have. Wait, what? Information you already have? We use age prediction to determine with high confidence when a user is an adult. This allows many adults to access age-appropriate features without completing an explicit age check. Age prediction to determine... No, you don't. You've been spying and gathering our info this whole time. Shut the fuck up, Discord. You're gonna predict who's adult. Yeah, sure. You're gonna use confidence to determine that rather than algorithm? I think's not. I think you're full of shit. You have personal data on everyone because you've been spying on everyone. You know who are the adults and you know which ones aren't, but not completely, because that stuff is still, to this day, very easy to fake, making this whole face scanning technology completely pointless. I don't know what's going on with the world. Everybody wants our face scan. Twitter wants your license, ID, social security number, everything about you in order to monetize on it. Pokemon card vending machines have face scanners gathering your data, even though the Pokemon company claims that none of it is stored, but I'm gonna press X to doubt on that one too. Like, things are getting dystopian. The only difference is, instead of having all that cool high tech that we get in a cyberpunk setting, we still have the boring same old tech we have now. So it's closer to 1984 than it is to cyberpunk, really, when you think about it. So when additional confirmation is required, we offer multiple privacy forward options through trusted partners. I don't care. Look, listen, we already know big tech sells all of our private info. You're not going to convince anyone to actually put in their ID and scan their faces just to use your service. I'm guessing not enough people are subbing to Discord Nitro, and Discord really wants to make that money. And how are they going to do it? Selling your private data. Not a single one of these companies actually has to adhere to any policy they write down, telling you they won't sell your info.
This is a very simple fix.
All the fucking time. Facial scans.
Ban the UK.
Discord in our
How many people are there in the UK? Are you really going to sacrifice the rest of the world for the UK?
When a server is,
It doesn't make sense. You must cater to the majority of your audience.
going to pop into existence.
There are like 4 billion internet users.
Do not trust Discord.
How many people are in the UK using Discord?
Is worth more to them than
Is it really worth alienating or discarding the rest for the UK? Just ban the UK. Problem solved.
Why is identification required for you, but I don't have to put my identification into something like Steam? Like, if I want to make calls on Steam, if I want to form groups on Steam, if I want to have big chats on Steam, I don't have to put in my ID. I don't have to scan my face. Can you explain that to me? But when it comes to Discord, we have to surrender our full identification and hand it over to you and trust you at your word. Discord only receives your age. That's it. Your identity is never associated with your account. Then why do you need our face? Then why do you need our ID? Obviously, you need a face to tie to the account. I mean, there's many benefits for the company to have your personal info in case anything is ever jeopardized, in case any illegal activity happens, in case they want to cover their own asses. That's why they have that info. And on top of it, they'll be able to sell it. We hope this helps to clarify some of your questions. This work is important because building a safer Discord requires a thoughtful approach alongside the communities who make Discord special. Now, I understand the sentiment for some, actual criminal activity has been committed on Discord servers throughout time. And the question arises, how do you make Discord a safer place? How do you prevent children from talking to adults on there inappropriately? Or worse, how do you prevent the distribution of illegal material through Discord? Like, what are you supposed to do exactly? What is the solution? Well, for starters, you could enhance built-in privacy and safety settings. You could implement Family Center for parental oversight. You could strengthen server and community moderation. You could promote education and reporting tools. And you could leverage external tools and best practices. Those would be my solutions off the top of my head. Granted, none of them grant Discord the ability to basically steal our private info. And that's the problem for them, because that's what they want. They want your info. But most importantly, Discord is such a big platform that at this point, there needs to be more education on it for the youth. Like, the solution Discord is promoting is not only going to kill their entire website, but it's also going to encourage other applications to do the same exact thing. I mean, we're all gonna have to go back to TeamSpeak. I can't believe it, but we're all gonna have to go back to TeamSpeak, or we're gonna have to rely completely on Steam. Now, of course, the last time such methods were attempted through other applications.
Honestly, this is a good opportunity for a competitor to come in
of some kind of
and offer the same features that Discords offer without the annoying verification thing.
even remotely close to being an actual solution to whatever problem Discord
And if the competitor is better,
no,
people will switch. I don't think anyone is that loyal to something like Discord. If Yahoo and MySpace can be replaced by Facebook and Google, Discord can be replaced as well.
some of you may die, but that's aside.
Also, back in the day,
Because I mean, if you know
there was IRC chat. That's like
over the years, you're not gonna want
Discord of the 2000s.
much less.
IRC chat.
You don't want any
There's even ICQ chat.
or on any device for that matter, because data breaches happen consistently. You're putting people more at risk by doing this than you're helping anyone. I hope you realize that. When do I need to go through age assurance? You must be a confirmed adult to access age-restricted content and experiences such as age-restricted
By the way, I now have 15 Linden Dollars.
certain safety settings. The majority
Yeah, 15 Linden Dollars. Let's see.
content that will never go through a facial estimation flow or ID verification. In the minority of cases where we cannot confirm you as an adult and you need to access age-restricted areas and settings, then you will be asked to go through additional steps. Okay, first off, the majority of kids don't actually have IDs, but if they did, those would be the last ones you want to be collecting. The last thing you want is a bunch of children's personal IDs confiscated in a data breach. Like, you haven't done a good job in protecting your users. So you're especially not doing a great job protecting children. If you really care about the kids, go make a Discord for kids, kind of like YouTube for kids. Although if you ask me, I don't think kids should be hanging around internet servers unattended on their own. I mean, this is really something that boils down to the parents and how awful they are and protecting their own kids. How does Discord use this data? We only get your age from the ID verification process and an estimated age range from facial estimation. We use this information for safety purposes and to help us deliver age-appropriate experiences on Discord. We will not use your age assurance information to target you with advertisements, and we don't sell your data. You can control how we use your data. Don't fall for this. Never, ever, ever fall for a single company that tells you that. None of them. And even if any of it was true, nothing can stop your personal data from being leaked. There should be zero reason anyone's personal info is ever put on any service. How does facial age estimation video selfie work? If you choose facial age estimation, you'll be prompted to record a short video selfie of your face. The facial age estimation technology runs entirely on your device in real time when you are performing the verification. That means that facial scans never leave your device, and Discord and vendors never receive it. We only get your age group. First off, how accurate is that system anyway? Because we've seen this technology implemented elsewhere and it is not accurate whatsoever. It can be bypassed using a fucking toy, using a video game character face. Hell, some got away using a SpongeBob ID. The tech is broken. It's completely unreliable in the first place. Why do you need to turn to this tech? How is my age group data safe on Discord? Discord's age assurance experience was designed to respect user privacy. We are partnering with dedicated age assurance vendors who specialize in performing these verifications in a privacy-forward way. These vendors were not involved in the September 2025 data breach of our customer service agent. I mean, you can pay all you want, you can spend all this money, Discord, but I guarantee you, day one, people will find a way to breach it, and a lot of people will find a way to bypass it. So you're practically burning money. Our vendors perform these verifications in a way to minimize the data collected and stored. For FAE, the video selfie is processed on device and never stored. IDs are processed to get your age only and then deleted. Your identity is never associated with your Discord account. If it's never associated with the Discord account, then why even scan in the first place? Like, anybody can sit in front of a webcam pretending to be you. You could seriously have kids ask an older friend to sit in front of the camera and pass the verification and then access said explicit content. Like, the whole system isn't even well thought out to begin with. It's as if somebody out there demanded Discord come up with a solution overnight. What are you getting from my ID or facial age estimation? What personal information do you receive? Discord only gets your age, that's it. Your identity is never associated with your account. How does this age inference model work? We leverage an advanced machine learning model developed at Discord to predict whether a user falls into a particular age group based on patterns of user behavior and several other signals associated with their account on Discord. We only use these signals to assign users to an age group when our confidence level is high. When it isn't, users go through our standard age assurance flow to confirm their age. We do not use your message content in the age estimation model. Great, so you mean to tell us you're using AI? That gives us even less confidence than ever before. Thanks, Discord. You're gonna use AI and a mixture of algorithms to determine, and it's all gonna be based on your confidence levels. You know how many people use Discord? I highly doubt you have an infrastructure that can support that. If each is a case-by-case basis, nobody working for you has enough time to look through all of it. How do content safety filters work? Discord's content safety filters are part of our broader teen safety assist and safety by default approach. They help reduce exposure to certain categories of potentially sensitive image-based media, especially for teens. Mature sexual media filter helps identify visual media that may contain sexual, explicit, or suggestive material involving adults. Graphic media filter helps identify image-based media that may contain violent or potentially disturbing visual material. These filters apply only to images and videos. They do not scan text messages, video, voice, or calls, and are designed to support age-appropriate experiences while preserving private conversations. Sorry, video wasn't in there. I accidentally added that in there. But either way, this basically effectively means Discord is spying on your conversations, seeing what you're posting, seeing your GIFs, the images. They say that they're not scanning messages or voice calls, which you would take as a sigh of relief, but I don't believe them for a split second. They are gathering data on you. They're trying to figure out if you're an adult, but nonetheless, we don't need Big Brother watching over us, okay, Discord? Like, plain and simple, you don't have to Big Brother us. We've been using Discord servers, Skype, TeamSpeak for ages. Parents who can't take care of their own kids are the real problem here. Like, you probably heard several YouTube channels talking about this because it is crazy. It is dystopian. This effectively means participation on the internet is going to require your personal information in the future. That's the goal everybody here is aiming for. Everybody wants to know exactly who you are. They want you to have a fingerprint on the internet to be traced to and be tracked. I know a lot of people say, well, if you have nothing to hide, then why even worry in the first place? Well, if you don't have a problem with people selling your data on the internet, then you're a fucking cuck. Plain and simple. All these systems are designed to know exactly who you are, what you like, so they can manipulate you, sell you, and force you to want things that you may not even want in the first place. You're already manipulated and influenced enough by the internet as it is. Now, could you imagine if the internet knows exactly who you are and what your likes and preferences are? You're gonna have your entire feed and algorithms specifically designed to pull the most amount of money, attention, and energy out of you. It's not gonna be a place where you can just have fun posting memes, sharing cat pics, or anything like that. You will be bombarded with ads that are perfectly designed for someone like you because you're like cattle to these internet providers. And that's where Valve is actually yours.
Okay, so after 40 casts, I made 19 Linden Dollars. Okay, so 40 casts in an X2 event, I made 19 Linden Dollars. 40 casts. There you go. Yeah, I can't cast anymore. I'll have to go to a different buoy or a different virtual fishing location. Okay, so there you go. So if you are in an X2 event,
Steam, bro, Steam group chats.
you are with 40 casts for the buoy, you earn around maybe 19 or 15 to 20 Linden dollars. It really depends because it's also random. Sometimes you'll get lucky, you'll get like big amounts. Sometimes you won't get big amounts. Anyway, guys, that's it for this one. Thank you for watching. And again, if you are looking for a fishing type game in Second Life that does not track your avatars using your IP address and respects your privacy, your choice is virtual fishing because the others, they all track your avatars using your IP address. Okay, so that's it. Thank you. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Subscription. I hate to say it to everybody who just joined the Discord, but I think I will be closing that too and deleting my Discord account and starting fresh everything on Steam. I'll start a huge group on there if I have to. Until Discord undoes this, they are going to lose me as an active user.